What's going on, YouTube? Slim Rick back with another video. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about your weed addiction. We're going to be talking about your cannabis dependency. We're going to be talking about marijuana. I'm here outside. I'm around all of these plants, but we're going to be talking about the plant that's been robbing you, and it's been robbing me of my future, robbing you of your finances, robbing us of relationships. All right, you're not realizing what weed is taking away from you, because with weed, it's a slow burn. That blunt is burning slowly. That joint is burning slowly. You don't understand the loss. You don't understand the impact. You don't understand the implications of what's going on. You might be a 16-year-old and you got another 16-year-old homeboy and he's like, here, hit this. Here, try this. It's gonna make you feel good. It's gonna make you feel better. You're stressed out about finals. You're stressed out about work. And someone says, here, you're stressed out about a relationship. Here, hit this joint, hit this blunt, hit this gas. It's gonna make you feel better. And what ends up happening is, yeah, you hit the gas, you hit the blunt, you hit the joint. You feel nice for the time, you feel good. But what you don't understand is now you've developed a habit. You've developed an addiction. You've developed something that is growing bigger and bigger all the time. It's become a part of you. It's a big green machine that's eating you alive. It's eating your finances alive. It's robbing you. It's taking away from you. What you don't understand is that with weed, you don't crash out in a month like you would on cocaine or meth. You don't crash out in 2-3 months. You crash out over the course of maybe 5 or 10 years. Then you wake up one day, you look at your life and you're like, what happened? Why am I not living where I want to live? Why am I not working the job that I want to work? Why am I not driving the car I want to drive? Why can't I wear the clothes that I want to wear? Why can't I have what they have, right? Why don't I have a situation like their situation? Why don't I have a business like his business that's thriving? It's because every time you make some money, every time you do something a little bit good, a little bit productive, you gonna take that money and you go hand it to someone else. You say, hey, let me get an eighth. Let me get a quarter. Let me get a half. That was supposed to be your profit that you reinvested into yourself to do something greater, to do something bigger. But instead, you went and gave that money to someone else so that they can go invest in the plug who's investing in himself. He's invested in his business, right? But instead of investing in what you have, instead of investing in your vision, you're going ahead and investing into somebody else's supply so they can continue to supply you with what you need. With your finances, you're going to work. You're going to work just to smoke. You're working 8 hours a day, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, just to take half of your paycheck and give it to somebody else so that they can give you some weed. You're willing to go work 8 hours a day, and before you even go home, you can't even drive straight home. If the commute was an hour, now it's an hour and a half because you had to get off on an early exit to go to somebody to get your fix, to get your substance, to get your weed, right? And now you're at home and you're smoking. So you wasted 8 hours out the day to go get it. You wasted another hour to drive home, 30 minutes to get off on the other exit to go to the plug to go get it. Now you sitting down and you wasting 2 more hours. You could have used those 2 hours to go to the gym. You could have used those 2 hours to get on the phone. You could have used that time to maybe work on your YouTube channel, to work on your business, to work on your hobby, to work on your craft. But instead you're taking that time and you're smoking. You're smoking your time away. You're not realizing the time that passes. You don't realize that every time that you go to the gas station and you buy some raw papers, you buy some backwoods, you buy lighters, you're swiping your credit card for $5, $6, $7 every single time, on top of the money that you give to the plug. So let's say that today you gave $50 to the plug, but you also stopped at the gas station. Not only did you have to put gas in the car for $30, but you had to spend $10 to get a lighter, blunt wraps, papers, and all this other shit. So today you really spent, instead of just $50 for the eighth, you spent like $60, $65 plus the gas it took to go over there, right? And the time it took to get over there. Then you still realize you need a haircut. You need other things. You're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself of your future, right? The plug who you sending the money to, he's no better. He's not doing anything with that money. He's not making a flip with that money. He's not starting a business. He's smoking to profit because he's addicted to the trees the same way you addicted to the trees. All right? When it comes to your hygiene, what you're not understanding is, to you, you might not stink because you're used to the smell of weed. You're used to the smell of grabba, smoke, and fire. But the people around you, you come around your mama, you come around your parents, you come around aunties, uncles, family members from out of town, and you got this odor on you. And they don't know what that is. To them, you stink, but they're not gonna tell you that. They're just gonna speak amongst themselves and not even tell you, hey, when he come around, he kind of smell kind of bad, like, you feel me? So your hygiene is suffering. Your dental health is suffering. The negative pressure that builds up in your mouth when you're pulling on that blunt, it's bad for your teeth. It's bad for your gums. It's bad for your lungs. If you ever smoke a glass bong, you're smoking a glass bong. And what you're not realizing is that tar that's in that glass bong is going inside of your body. And it's sitting inside your body. The same way you can clean out a glass bong or a glass pipe, you can't clean your lungs out the same way. Your lungs are made of organic tissue. Your lungs are made out of organic tissues. You can't clean your lungs the same way you clean out glass. Your hygiene is suffering. It's on your clothes. It's in your car. It's in your apartment. It stinks. All right? So financially, you're robbing yourself, and you're not who you think you are when you're moving out here. You might got that Creed on you. You might got that Sauvage on you. You might got that Baccarat. But as long as you got that marijuana odor on you, it don't matter how expensive the fragrance, it don't matter how expensive the cologne, how expensive the perfume, you can't override that scent. People will always be able to smell it on you. Whether they say, it smells good in here, or you smell good, they're being sarcastic. They just recognize the smell of weed and they like it for themselves, so they're gonna say, oh, you smell good. But the reality of the situation is the marijuana odor is not a pleasant odor unless you're a marijuana addict. All right? So your odor, your hygiene, your health is suffering. Your lungs, they're filled up with tar. Next time you hit a bong, I want you to pay attention to how much tar is in that bong, right? When you ash in that blunt and you ash in that joint, I want you to look at that pile of ashes and I want you to think about your lungs and whether or not they were made to inhale that type of material. Now, I want to touch on the spiritual aspect of smoking weed. The spiritual aspect of smoking weed is you're no longer experiencing your dreams. You're no longer having dreams. You have to sober up to have dreams. I've been cleaning weed for about 15 days now. And last night I had a nightmare. I thought somebody was chasing me. I thought I was in Squid Games. I haven't had an experience like that in some time because I had been smoking. When you're smoking weed constantly, you can't dream. You can't get messages from above, from God. You can't see things. You can't have the same visions. You lose your vision. You lose your connection spiritually because instead of being grounded and allowing things to come to you naturally, you're artificially trying to elevate your consciousness. You're artificially trying to feel better. Maybe whatever it is that you're going through, you need to actually go through that so that you can learn from that situation and level up. Maybe what you're actually going through, you need to actually see that so that you can know how people are for real, so you can know how situations is for real. But instead, you're trying to mask the situation and you're unable to download the messages because you have something that's blocking it out. You have something that's taking away your ability to be connected to your environment. Instead of having that connection, you're trying to simulate, you're trying to fake something, right? You're unable to meditate properly because instead of meditating to get somewhere or thinking or pondering to get somewhere, you're just trying to jump to a solution. You're trying to jump to feel better. You're trying to jump to an understanding, jump to a conclusion by smoking and getting high. What you're not understanding is in life, we got to go through the things that disappoint us. We got to go through the things that set us back. We got to go through the things that I should have did better in this situation. I should have spoke better in this situation. But because you feel like you want to mask it up with the weed, you're not learning anymore. You're not developing anymore. If you start smoking weed at 16 and you never stop until you're 30, by the time you become a 30-year-old person, mentally you'll still be a 16-year-old because you never learned how to deal with emotions properly. People who smoke weed, People say, oh, he's so chill, he's so calm. But what you don't understand is that it's a fake calmness. It's a fake chillness. You're not really chill. You're not really calm. You see what I'm saying? You still lash out. You still get angry if you don't have your weed. You still become irritable. So you're actually not that chill. You need to learn how to manage your emotions better. You need to learn how to deal with situations better. You need to become more stoic. And by smoking weed, you're not actually dealing with the situation. So a weed smoker, a pothead, you're not actually a calm person, how they saying you so chill. You're just masking your true emotions, your true feelings with a substance. You're masking it with weed, with cannabis, with gas, with za. And then what happens when you can't smoke? What happens when you're in a situation where it's too real? What happens when everything hits you like a pile of bricks at one time and the tears start coming out? You need those experiences. You need to be able to cry. You need to be able to feel. You continue to mask those emotions, you're gonna be so disconnected from who you truly are. You're not living your true life. You're allowing life to pass you by because you're masking things. You're masking things, you're faking it. The next topic that I want to touch on is your ability to set and reach goals. A normal person goes to work. A normal person, they go to school. A normal person, they handle business. They go to the gym. Right? Every time they fix their bed, they get dopamine in their brain. Every time they wash the dishes, they feel that dopamine. Every time they do the laundry, maybe. Every time they do a kind gesture, they perform a kind gesture, they feel good about themselves, right? But this person, this normal, regular, adjusted person, they get their dopamine from accomplishing things. They're getting their dopamine from fixing things. They're getting their dopamine from finding solutions. But you as a pothead, you're simulating your dopamine by hitting the gas, by hitting the za, you're hitting the blunt. So you're not really accomplishing nothing. So instead of making that phone call to that job that said that they was gonna hire you, you just hit the blunt and you forgot to do that. Instead of uploading those documents, you just hit the blunt and you forgot to do that. A normal person would have uploaded the document and been like, I handled business to that. I sent in that paperwork. I handled business to that. I made those phone calls. You feel me? But you, instead of doing those things, you just hit the blunt. So you minus $40 and you didn't do what you had to do for the day. That's the type of situation you in. And when that type of habit builds up over years, days, weeks, months, time goes by and it's like you haven't accomplished anything, you haven't done anything because you simulated your accomplishments with weed. You simulated your accomplishments with smoking. And the people around you, they don't want you to improve. Instead of going to the gym, instead of working out, you're smoking weed, right? Instead of making YouTube videos, you're smoking weed. So a normal person that doesn't smoke weed, they have all these accomplishments. They have all these experiences that have built up throughout their life. And the weed smoker has nothing to show for the weed that he smoked and the money and the time that he spent. The last and final topic that I want to touch on is the people around you that smoke with you, that provide you with the weed. They don't want you to improve. They don't want to see you get better. This part, I'm going to go for about 3-4 minutes on because I'm the most passionate. I'm the most passionate about these people that's in your life, that's delivering you this product. I want you to understand that this person that you're giving that money to, they're dependent on you remaining in this position, stagnant, still, unable to improve, unable to better yourself. They're dependent on you remaining in this position. Why are they dependent on you remaining in this position? Because their lifestyle depends on it. Their ability to smoke more weed depends on it. Their ability to take their girlfriend out depends on it. Their ability to even pay their bills or wear the clothes that they want to wear depends on you remaining stuck and stagnant in that place that you are in life. They're going to dap you up like they your homeboy. They gonna even give you extra nugs, like they care about you and they want to give you a good deal, but it's not a good deal. It's the same way candy is 99 cents at the supermarket, but when you need a root canal, it's 2 bands, right? They gonna act like they looking out because they want you to keep coming back. And the fact that you keep coming back, they can keep doing the shit that they've been doing. They can keep buying sections. They can keep popping bottles off of your bread, off of your money, your hard-earned, your 8 hours, your 40 hours. They don't want to see you improve. When you start talking like, hey, I want to put this thing down. I want to do better for myself. I want to change my life. And say, oh man, here you go. This nigga talking that bullshit. Just hit the weed and be quiet, please. Just hit the weed, bro. You tripping again. You not yourself when you not high. Here you go. That's what they on. They don't want to see you improve. So every time you say that you want to make a change, you want to make a difference, these people, they start shuddering. They start getting scared, right? They start trying to give you extra deals and discounts, trying to get you back in there, trying to reel you back in so they can trick you again. All right? So that's just a little piece that I wanted to do for y'all. The true cost, the true price of being a weed head, of being a weed smoker. And I'm gonna keep dropping these videos for y'all, man. It's SlimRick6. I need you to like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Let's go.